Welcome to KCP Community Meeting. Today is May 7, free day after International Star Wars Day. And KCP is governed by KCP CNCF Code of Conduct, which boils down be excellent to each other. We have today quite a full agenda, so let me share a screen and see what we have. So I don't see new people, so we're gonna skip the introduction part and we can jump straight to the discussions. Let's hope we can have enough time for those. And Simon, you have 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Let's get started with the first one. So this was a task I had from previous KCP community meeting, which was updating our contributing to have some information on AI contributions. If we take a look at the linked pull request, we can see I basically kept it very much straight to the point of what is done in the Linux one that we used as a reference. Essentially, it extends the certificate of origin because I think that's even legally important for us. I assume also that all CNCF projects will need this soonish because DCO is like a legal thing more than anything, and there other rules apply. There was one thing I want to discuss with you guys. So by the way, feel free to also, if you want to, you can directly comment on the pull request as well. But there's one section called attribution, which is the last section here. So this I took from the Linux one, but after dwelling on it a minute, I thought it's not that useful. And first of all, it's because if it's optional, then any data you could pull from it, I don't think is that interesting. If we make it mandatory, then I feel like people will just start using a pre-generated line because it's so difficult sometimes to see whether you use it or not. And lastly, the comparison I would like to draw is currently we also don't let people attribute or need to attribute their tools. Like no one writes, I wrote this code using Vim and the Go Please language server or something like this. So I would propose now in this meeting that maybe we would remove the attribution section. We'll keep the rest as is, but remove the attribution section.
Nilo.
I don't care if we keep it or if we remove it. If we remove it, we should explicitly say that the attribution is not required, because otherwise the question will come up at some point. At the very least, that's what I would guess. Yeah, the same reason as you already said, it's a tool and we don't sign, hey, I used, I don't know, Emacs or Evil or whatever. Even though I would really, really like a project that is only done by Vim users, but hey, I can't have everything. And we saw what came of Viml.
Yeah. Same opinion. Like people already getting to use different tools, multiple models, things like that, and it's just noise. Less people need to do, easier to contribute.
Okay, perfect. Then I'll remove this part and then I will just post the PR again in our Slack channel. And then, yeah, I would appreciate that because it's one of these PRs that does touch contributing, that will just get a couple of approvals, not just one person where we have already put in the hold thing. And then, yeah, I'll fix this. I'll ping you guys on Slack and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
That one.
And let's merge it once we have a maintainers majority and we can merge it officially. So it's by the book.
Yeah. So next topic, I randomly was like doing some things and I saw that we have a ton of pieces in the code where we have no lint pre-alloc. And this then begins for me the question, is that linter useful to us?
Yeah.
And how many hits is that? 11?
10. Yeah, 11 results.
I wouldn't call that a lot for our code base size.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
Um,
distinctly remember that Christoph and I discussed this when, Christoph, you were updating, I think, Golang CI, and then we came into the discussion of should we just disable this or should we not, or should we actually do this or should we just add the no-lint? And we came to the conclusion that it doesn't really matter, and just no-linting where it has no performance impact makes more sense than disabling the linter. Because
No.
I think all of that is just setup stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, so what the linter does is, I guess it doesn't allow you to pre-alloc something that's empty if you statically add things to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which
And
is generally a good thing to ensure.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing to do, because if you have like a reconciler and you keep getting a list and then you just transform the list from A into B in other list, you want B to be pre-allocated instead of reallocating the same array, the underlying array constantly. However, there where we added the no-lint directive was in things where it's happening during startup or where an argument is being passed or something like this, where the effort to pre-allocate is more than to just say, hey, we're just going to append it and the underlying slice array is going to be reallocated a couple times and it doesn't matter. So generally good idea, but I think in this case, we should just keep the pre-alloc linter active and the statements where they are.
Yeah. It forces people to think.
Fun fact, I wasn't involved in that PR. It was between you, Nilo, and MJ.
Really? Then that was
Yeah.
somewhere else, because I distinctly remember that we were talking about this as well. But
Yeah.
It's this one if you want to check.
Cool.
Alrighty. Last topic from my end. So the load test thing, I've written like an official report. I guess that was like part of the initial request. It's also linked there. Currently it lives on my private drive, which I guess not a good place to be. I'm not sure if there's like, if maintainers have access and can put things, if there is like a KCP drive where this could be put.
It used to be, but I think it's dormant for a couple of years now.
Okay.
Does this so it have to be a Google Doc, or could we turn this into Markdown and just put it in our documentation reference section?
Okay, so we can have a look at it quickly. I mean, technically it could be Markdown. It's just a huge pain to put it into Markdown because it has so many pictures.
SKI. Yeah, but I honestly would like to see it in the docs too. Like, we've been asked a few times, oh, what performance testing you did, what the guarantees and things like that, which is basically closest as conversations once and for all. Like, I think it's fine to keep it in a Google Doc, make it visible to everybody, like to the world. But a summary and like maybe one or two pictures in a docs is fine, and saying like, oh, if you're interested more, here's the doc.
I mean, the thing is, yeah, for sure. So, I mean, the thing is also for me, perfectly fine is to convert this. Like, if we see real benefit from having this directly in the docs, we could put this and put future things also in the doc. I'm assuming some AI can convert this Google Doc for me into Markdown and put them all in a folder. in things. Okay, but then there's a to-do for me to put this into Markdown. I was wondering if we wanted to give a shout out on Slack in this shout out in the sense of just a short message, say like, hey, we've conducted some tests, those were the results. Because I do think there's some interesting results, at least for end users, with the whole thing of like, you should put your workspaces into trees, like that has drastic performance improvements. And also the general sizing we found. So if that's fine for everyone, once the thing is, the PR then is merged with the thing in the docs, I would maybe put like a little thing in KCP users. Because the best load test report doesn't help you if no one sees it.
Actually, we have the investigations section in our docs. Because this reads more like an investigation and less like professional, sorry, not professional, you know what I mean. So maybe the reference is the wrong place. Maybe this should, for now, just be one of our investigations. It gives us not this official character, right? We're not making any promises from this.
Yeah, maybe just create something like investigation, something like that, and just like what I wanted is to be versioned by the KCP release and date them. So the next time we add it, we add the next one. Basically, people can see the improvements, things like that. So
yep. And we will definitely have more of these, I expect, because also like there's still some stuff we want to test and so on. But I do think we're in a good state. We want to present something. I think one of the main ideas I also had was this, to demonstrate basically to the community, hey, we're working on some of the things. But yeah, it can definitely be put there on investigations. Sounds good.
it's interesting things in there. Okay.
All right, then exactly, there was one last thing. So we did yesterday have like a little bit of run with the current version that's on main, and it shows very good resource utilization improvements. Question is, do they need to be part of this first test, or do we say once we release the next KCP, we're going to publish the next version? What's your opinion on it?
Maybe just put somewhere in a brackets or some like notes thingy saying like if this one was, we talked about 24 gigs of RAM, next one is 16. So just took somewhere in a bracket saying KCP 32 is targeted 16 gigs of bench. Like this gives a bit cozy feeling for the readers, because 24 gigs was a lot, and we cut them in half basically.
Yeah,
I agree with MJ. Oh, sorry. But yeah, I agree with MJ. It also shows some progress, and who knows when are we exactly going to have next release. Given that we had one fairly recently, we will probably want to wait for 136 to soak properly, so it'd be a month or two away. So I would just publish what we have, add a note that we are working on improvements, maybe show some improvements, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, sounds very good to me.
Cool.
Okay,
So,
my monologue sections are over.
okay. Okay, I can see you already went on mute. I don't even want to try and butcher pronounce your name. Sorry about that.
No worries. It's Abubakar.
Abubakar. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Next time I will know.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah. I think for those, this is the first time I'm speaking in one of these meetings, aside from when I introduced myself the first time. So I'm with Cubomatic. And this is a follow-up to the discussions we had about KCPCon that Sebastian suggested last year, and we submitted a request to the CNCF. They got back to us a couple of days ago, about an approval and with a couple of suggestions or things that we need to provide. The first is around timing, date and timing. They said we have to select dates that are 4 to 6 months away, maybe something around August or September. So if there's no specific, if there's no strong opinions around this, I can come up with a number of dates and share in August and September. And sorry.
I'm sorry, I was doing the math in my head.
Okay. So also around timing, I looked at other similar events like CavanoCon. I think they are around 4 to 5 hours, half days. So that was why I said sessions across 4 to 5 hours. So this is also something we will need to share with them because they asked me to meet with them. So that was why I said, okay, in this meeting, I'll make sure I put everything here so that we can have some tentative things I can share with them. And also, before I progress, where would be the best place to document all of this for collaboration? Is it in the general GitHub issues? Okay, yeah. So I'll move most of this to there later.
It depends on what kind of collaboration you want. Do you want people like?
So that as I'm hearing from the CNCF and everything, I'm updating it there, pinging people and dropping it in Slack for people to comment or give feedback. That's the collaboration I meant as this is going forward.
Like, honestly, do what's better and easier for you. If this means having a Google Doc, which is writable by a bunch of us people.
Okay.
If it's easier for you, create an issue in GitHub, throw the link of Google Doc. Like, Google Doc has its own advantages on collaboration where GitHub has its own.
Yeah.
And depending on the thing you want, I think what I'm saying, do what works for you and people will adjust which is more productive.
Okay. Okay, no problem then. So you added something about we need to provide suggestions?
Just notes, like after meeting notes.
Oh, okay. Okay. So when we were making the suggestions, I came up with these CFP categories. When we were making the submission, I came up with these categories for the CFPs, use cases, contributing to KCP, platform engineering, and getting started. It's something we will need to finalize. So if there's any feedback on changing this or adding more, I'll be happy to have them. And also they asked for program committee members. I think Sebastian suggested submitting these names just for us to get a submission across. If we have any feedback on how this should be constituted, please let me know, and who will want to volunteer for a chair, because that's a requirement that CNCF will ask for. Then also the event description. This is me just drafting something out. We can change it, but the key things I would want to know so that I can reply. The CNCF are the program committee members, the dates, and also the CFP categories. Everything else we can work on them.
Do we have like a limit of words or like format enforcements for these things? Like how?
I don't think so. Simon?
Yep. One small thing, I'm not sure if this is implicit or explicit yet, but I would also really appreciate if we could have lightning sessions, because I feel like we have a couple of people where I think they're using it, or like we suspect they're using it, and I would love if they could briefly talk about it. And I guess a lightning talk would be much better for that use case than having a full-blown session.
Okay. Awesome. MJ?
I'm just thinking like getting started and contributing to KCP. I think we could be squashed to one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like if we do like this. And one more bullet point would be nice to somewhere.
Okay. Marco?
So I'm not sure. I mean, getting started to me, the way I understood it was getting started as a user of KCP. So something like tutorial, no, not really tutorial that we have long sessions, but something having a section for like beginner level talks would be still useful. Just maybe not naming it getting started, but having it under some other name.
Okay.
One other thing that I would say is like the use cases and real world KCP and platform engineering is a little bit duplicated to me, in my opinion. And if you're going to be that granular, I am not sure if it is maybe worth to have something like IDPs, internal developer portals, and so on. I think KCP might be useful to such use cases too. So maybe we should see like either have something like this one and then job platform engineering maybe,
Okay.
or have it more granular because it's going to be confusing under which to submit.
You mean something like this? Like it's
Yeah.
a granularity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Sorry, modifying this. I'm a bit of visual person. I don't see it in front of me.
No worries.
Transmission, like if we target 4 hours, 5 hours, 4 sections, maybe it's enough.
Yeah. Let me share with you that of KaibanoCon because I was looking at it before joining the call. Let me drop it in the chat so we can look at it and use it as an example.
Yeah, the thing that I wanted to ask, it's only one track, so
Yeah. For now, we should just do one track. Maybe when we start getting popular, we can then explore multiple tracks.
And this one was live during the Amsterdam or not a virtual one.
Oh,
yeah,
this
that was live.
This was live. Sorry, I thought it was the virtual one. There was a virtual one I was looking for.
What concepts I think will be something similar.
Yeah. The sessions could be 25, 30 minutes each. And if we have 25 minutes each, at least we can within 4 hours, we can do like 8. Simon?
Yeah. Abubakar, do you know if this will be done using the CNCF tool that they have for these?
Yes.
Okay, because then I think we're in the clear, because one of the big advantages that this has is you can basically invite the next speaker into a separate room to test out that everything is working, and then that person hops into the main room, because otherwise you need some time between talks, like a little bit larger time frame. Because I remember I went to one of these virtual cons and was like, screen sharing doesn't work, and then and then the whole timetable got messed up. Okay, good.
Okay.
Then I think, then I think we can go ahead with the calculation of saying it's 25 minutes and then like 5 minutes overhang, so it's 30 minutes, so 2 talks an hour.
Just an idea, would it make sense to have tutorial sessions, something like we had in KubeCon London, where people could, maybe some people know about KCP, they have never tried it before themselves, maybe a live demo session.
In my opinion, no.
Okay.
Simple because tutorial sessions that don't make sense if they are below 60 minutes or 75 minutes because you don't have enough time to show
for
things.
sure. So this would require maybe 2 days, like
It's
1 day for
Yeah,
it's
but
a virtual event. So
yeah, I don't think we can get 2 days from CNCF. I think 1 day, 4 to 5 hours is the limit.
Okay. Well, maybe next time.
Yeah. Or we could take advantage of webinars that CNCF organizes for something like that on a different date instead of another event. In terms of program committee members, what do we think? Anyone else wants to volunteer? Who should be the chair? MJ, you want to be the chair?
Are you volunteering me, or there's nobody else? Like, what's the responsibilities between the like chair and other people? Like, is this
Yeah, I off the top of my head, please correct me if I'm wrong. Others is when people submit CFPs, basically the chair would be like the one who like coordinates the CFP process, and also during the event, you'll be the one to give the opening remarks and so on. So it's nothing too different from the rest of the program committee members.
okay.
I guess from other like stuff like KubeCon and so on, chairs are usually responsible for building the agenda. So you will get all the results from those who review, from the program committee members that will probably need to make decision what actually makes on the agenda. I'd expect it to be the case for virtual events as well.
Like, I can take the arrow to the knee, but I will just drag everybody into this because like we're just gonna do this as a group, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be better as a collaborative effort.
Yeah. I imagine when you have a scale of KubeCon, this might be more
yeah.
scope, but here
Mhm.
we just jump in a call and
Okay.
agree between ourselves.
Yeah, I think so that we've already concluded. MJ, thank you for volunteering as the program chair. The names here, are they good for everyone, or anyone else wants to jump in? Simon?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends. Like, if you need more people, I'm happy to help, but I do not want to push
Okay.
anyone who really wants to. Like, is this a thing like more members better, or is it should be 5 or 4?
I don't think there's a limit, but at least maybe 5 should be good.
Okay, if no one else wants, then I will become the 5th member. If
Okay,
someone
awesome.
wants, shout now.
Robert,
Okay.
you said you raised a hand.
Yeah, Robert.
Apologies. I will lower it.
Okay. So I think we've locked down the program committee members, the chair, the CFP categories, the timing. We can just keep it at 4 hours. Then the dates. I should suggest dates in August and September, or do we have any preference? Marco?
I would honestly avoid August because it's a very popular vacation month in Europe, at least.
Okay.
So a lot of people are out, and I would probably go probably mid or end of September, and we make sure that we try to avoid big conferences and KCDs.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. So I will scout around the calendar, and I know definitely even if I suggest a number of dates to the CNCF, they will definitely take some of this into account. So I'll look, since Container Days is happening Container Days Hamburg is happening in early September. So I'll look towards the end of September and early October, since they said 4 to 6 months, and just give them a number of dates, and then we'll see where we land at. Then I think the description. Any comments on the description? I think that's the only thing. I just randomly came up with this, so it might. If we need to change it, please let's change it.
Can we? I don't want to like description is a bit. Don't want to decide now.
Okay.
Can we iterate in the next
Sure, definitely.
tomorrow, Monday? I think maybe we can just use this agenda document if people can leave suggestions or their versions of the thing.
Okay.
If nobody contributes anything, nobody suggests anything, we can just do what's there.
Okay, no problem.
I just know that I'm fried after today. Most people are, and
Very understandable.
just need creative thinking.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, awesome. That's all for me. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you for handling this and for any future handling stuff, because I'm conscious this will be quite a journey for all of us.
No problem. Look forward to it.
Yeah. But Abubakar, just to understand, the next steps are basically we're waiting for CNCF to come back, and then we open like a CFP, right?
Yes, I'll be having a meeting with them. I will all the conclusions we just had now, like the sessions, the categories, the dates and time, I'll share it with them, meet with them. Then whatever conclusions will determine the next steps forward. I'll create a Google Doc and pin it to the top of the agenda so that we can use that to collaborate on any items that are needed for this moving forward.
So we need to set up CFP, set up dates, how
Yes.
long people submit that,
Yes.
and after that, give us ourselves a review window and basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks for this. Okay. Do we have any other business open floor discussions? No? Let me just open issues. What we have, anything new in a board which we might miss? So from Milo, from me, just looking if we have anybody from, so these are performance testing, this is impersonation failure, this is being worked on. Okay, so I think we good. Most of this stuff is from our projects we're working on, so we know where it's coming from. Cool. Okay, if nothing else, going once, going twice. I give you 25 minutes back, 24, and thank you everybody for joining, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.